comments as ever. So today we're doing part 2 of the needle felted robin. Last week, well, I finished off gluing my little robin's legs in, but here's Mama Robin all done and attached. I glued her legs into her body and I shoved her legs into the nest so she holds still. And now we've just got to make a baby for her. And before I get to starting felting that, you Australian crafty clan members were holding out on me. I mentioned that in America there's a robin that's different from this is what a robin looks like of what we're used to a robin looking like. But you Australians didn't tell me that you have your own robin called the pink robin, Robin Pink Breast, and it looks awesome. I'm going to have to make one because it's mainly black with a bright fuchsia fluorescent neon pink. All those words don't go together, but they do now. You know what I mean. Bright pink chest. It is awesome. So yeah. um Felt wicked. Tobias, have you changed your name on me there? G'day, happy Valentine's Day. Of course, yes, Valentine's Day tomorrow for those of us in the behind times. So happy Valentine's Day. And CJ, good morning. Hello everybody. Right, let's see if I can remember what buttons to press. Yes, here we go. So we're doing our robin fledgling, and there's Mama can watch on while we're making her. Hello there, Carol. So we set aside bits. She's a baby bird which is out of the nest but not ready to fly, our robin fledgling. We set aside bits from the robin to make. Oh, that's going to tip over now. She needs her baby to not have the nest fall over. We've got Carol in the house and Christine. Hello, everybody. Right, let's see what we got to do with this. So we've got the bits that we put aside from the last time. So take a pinch to one side. We're making the body first, I think. Yes, so we're taking some of this. I've got plenty of spare white kicking about just in case I mess this up, but let's have a look. If I roll that much, it looks about the right size. Yeah, so it's got to be about 10 centimeters, which we're a good bit smaller. Let's nick some more wool from my stash. So if he's got bits of sparkle through him, because I can see Angelina is like the thread herpes of the craft world or something. But yes, we'll steal a little bit extra to make him more chunky, because poor parent birds, the fledglings always tend to be like bigger than the mom. Who else? We have Heather is in the house. Hello there. And Tobias, yes, Felt Wicked is the name of your business. Awesome. Well, good to see you here as Felt Wicked. I will try my best to remember. I'm terrible when names change and things. So we're wanting to make as round as I can with a diameter of about 6 centimeters. So I probably didn't need to add all of that, but I just felt like it. Also, I see the baby's got some quite good kind of blending colours going on. There's some interesting, because they're not the same colour as the mama. So I'm going to try and just felt this a little bit firmer, because it's actually easier to blend top coat. Different ways, depends how you blend, but I like to blend on a firmer feltiness. Erica's in the house. Hello there. So guys, let me know, have you made your robin and baby yet? Or is this a kit that you're not going to do? Or have you not started yet? Noisy. Hopefully those of you overseas, your kit should have arrived with you. For those of you who's your first time here, this is a monthly makers kit that I get from the Makers. 2 S's. The Makers is a company in the UK. They ship worldwide. I'm not sponsored, paid, or anything for these. I just get them because I think it's a fun little project for us to do, and the Makers is a lovely company with some wonderful people in it. So yes, these are not hashtag ads. This is just a project I enjoy doing, and the makers kindly let me do it. But these are not my tutorials. I don't create them. I'm just following a tutorial. So if you want any of this, any of these materials, any of the tools, any of the tutorials, pop along to the makers. Christine got your kit on Friday, but haven't started it yet. It's much more sensible, at least to read ahead. But you do have me hopefully felting most of these, and you have the makers have a Zoom group where you get together and do them as well, because it's really good to look ahead and know what you're supposed to actually be doing, unlike me, who just kind of is winging it and then ends up making things like super way bigger than they're supposed to. um, Tobias, the pink robins range is spread among southern Australia, Tasmania, New South Wales, and the cool temperate forests of southern Victoria. It is very cool. I just randomly, because Meta is watching us all. It's totally weird. I don't think I've even posted on Facebook that I'm doing the robin. I haven't anything like that. I hadn't even Googled pictures of robin. The only mention was me putting up this video last week, and then I was just sitting going through Facebook, and it said the pink robin. Firstly, stop stalking me. But secondly, that is gorgeous. Here. Ginger, good morning. It's minus 37 Fahrenheit a couple of hours ago. The high today is maybe -4, so you're staying inside. Somebody do the conversions for me. What's that in scientific units? I know it's a good deal. It's a very cold anyway, so stay inside. Yeah, they keep telling us we're going to get snow, and we're not getting any. And Tobias, you're in southeast Queensland, so you don't get the pink robin, sadly. Carol, your robins are still in their box. You'll get to it this evening, hopefully while watching the Winter Olympics. Oh, that sounds like a fun thing to do. Then I should check out. I like the Winter Olympics sports. I just never remember to watch it. Christine, the Zoom is actually on the right now, second week. The top down bit has it changed sides? There's something weird going on with what the software I'm using does. I don't understand it, because I do the lives on eRank as well every Thursday with my friend Starla, and I usually point to Starla, and she's on the other side of me, and I can't figure out the pointing anymore. Everything's going the wrong way, so I don't know what's happened to be live. I haven't changed anything. I don't know why it's decided to do it this way, but it has. Oh, Erica, you don't have the boxes from the makers because of the EU tax. Oh no, yeah. Unfortunately, everything changed last year, I think, and now we've got tariff codes and all sorts of confusing things. It's not too difficult if you're looking to ship to the EU, but it is more expensive for you guys, unfortunately. Yeah, I just had someone buy from me out of Ireland, and when I looked at how much they paid, I just feel so guilty, but it's tax. I can't help that. I'm sorry. Oh, Christine, right. Sorry, I understand you. The Zoom, Alicia's Zoom is currently on right now. How dare she? Yeah, so everyone will be on there making the robin. But we've still got 17 people here, so I'm happy with that. That's good going. And 8 thumbs up, guys. Give me a thumbs up, guys. For no reason. It's supposed to help the algorithm. Oh, Tobias is doing conversions for me. Minus 37 is minus 38.3. Goodness. Okay. Minus nearly 40 degrees is like Arctic Circle type cold. In fact, I read this is the stupid way that my brain works. I read a fact, excuse me, I read a fact maybe 25 years ago that an Arctic fox's coat is so good that it doesn't even begin to shiver until minus 40 degrees. I don't know if I've never fact checked that to know if that's an actually true fact. I just remember that number. Excuse me. I don't know what's going on. And yep, I'm fancy. I forgot to bring a cup upstairs. Ginger, the last E-Rank video had Starla on the right. Yeah, I don't know what's happening that they switch. It's switching around. It's very confusing me. Because you get used to pointing in one direction and suddenly that direction's in a different direction. I think there's a setting I can put where the camera either mirrors me or does it the right way round, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's all very confusing. It's the same with my phone camera. I noticed I didn't realize until I was in the summer, I was taking a picture of myself with my vaccination card to go, look, I've been vaccinated. And all the writing was the wrong way around. And I was very confused by that because I didn't realize that my phone was mirroring me. But yes, if it's not, then you look weird to you. But if it does mirror you, then you look weird to everybody else because they're used to seeing you the other way around, especially if you're asymmetrical like myself. Which side the pink's on. Now, because I made this too big, I'm having to felt extra more to try and felt it down small enough to... Oh, we're nearly at the 6 centimetres. I'll just keep going a bit more. Carol, completely agree. We think it's bad if it goes below 0 centigrade, if it goes below freezing. So minus 38 is definitely hibernation temperatures. I couldn't agree more. Or even the minus 4, the high point of minus 20 degrees C. I don't think we've very often seen that. Certainly not during the daytime. I'm very burpy today. That's disgusting. But yeah, I remember years ago when I was visiting my mum and we had a really bad cold snap. They were saying it was minus 15 at night, and that was really cold because my car doors, I had a stupid one of the BMW Minis at the time, and they don't have the metal sort of sills on the door. The glass bit shuts onto the other door, if that makes sense. And at that temperature, the glass froze to the door. So yeah, BMW, test your cars in cold climates. And also my gearbox froze. So once I managed to defrost that bit enough to get into the car, then I had to run the car for a while to heat it up enough that the oil in the gearbox could actually move. And so that's not even like cold compared to what some of you guys are saying. Tobias, the number, okay, so that number I remembered from 20 years ago was even wrong. I'm going to have to change that. I can't remember why I went into a room earlier today, but I remember quotes from 20 years ago. So the Arctic fox lives in some of the most frigid extremes on the planet, but they don't start to shiver until the temperature drops to minus 70, minus 94 Fahrenheit from Wikipedia. Yeah, so I was well out with the minus 20 or what did I say, minus 40. Yeah, twice as cold as that. Poor Arctic foxes. Hello there, Diana. Good to see you. So for anyone who's just joined us, we're up to 20 people, so that is awesome. Anyone that's just joined us, we are making part 2, the baby for the makers Needle Felted Robin and fledgling. Oh, I'm sitting here going, nearly up to 20 people. That's great. And I forgot my story for this week. For those who didn't see, Etsy actually employed me. Well, yes, kind of. I don't work for Etsy. I contracted for them, if that makes sense. I don't want to say things that aren't true. But the Etsy shop camp is happening, and I got to do the first webinar on using your stats to understand your stats to hopefully grow your shop and whatever else. And so what I'm laughing is I'm going like 18 people here that said 12 thumbs up. That's great. Um, anyway, so I'm going like 18 people's great, and I'm just keeping up with the chat, and everything's nice. We'll maybe have about twice as much live in E-Rank, and then lots more people come in and watch the replays and everything from all of these. So I believed when I was signing up to do the webinar with Etsy, I got to see someone's previous webinar, and they had about 5 or 6 people live for almost the whole of the webinar that I did on Tuesday. I did it on Tuesday. Yes. Live, there was over 900 people in, and there was a whole load more people who couldn't manage to sign in, but 900 people. So I started to look at the chat, and I was like, I am not even going to be able to. So yeah, I'm getting all excited about 18 people when I had 900. And thankfully, can you imagine? I would struggle to stand up in front of a room and give a presentation to like 20 people. Can you imagine? I've done a stadium. Ginger, if we don't have or use a garage, cars have a block heater to keep the oil warm. Ah, yes. Plugging your car in for the night isn't so much weird. You must remember to unplug it before you go. That makes so much more sense. I always wondered how people in countries that have proper cold, not like our kind of fake cold, I always wondered how you coped when, I mean, okay, I've seen like places they definitely keep the roads clearer and everything like that, but it was just when literally my car wouldn't start. My car took a while to even get going. That makes sense. You plug in the car to keep them warm. Alicia, sorry I was late. We're finishing off the Robin. No problem at all. I can't wait to see everybody's Robins. That sounds cool. Alicia, that's a lot of people. So proud of it. That's terrifying. What I had to do was just not think about how many more people that is than what I'm used to. Carol, 900 people and you weren't phased. Well, I was phased afterwards when I thought about it, if you know what I mean. But at the time, it's exactly the same that I'm talking to a camera. It's still there's probably even less feedback because the chat's kind of going back by so fast that you don't expect to see anything from what you're saying. Whereas here, if I do a really rubbish joke and nobody comments on it, I'm like, okay, that didn't go good. Whereas, in front of 900 people, you don't expect it anyway. Oh, Ginger, make sure not run the snow blower over the electric cord. Yeah. I'm good for not living in countries where it's so hard work just to be outside. It's miserable enough here. Alicia saying hello to everybody, including the rest of you lot who are not talking. I know. Tobias, funnily enough, I find it easier to lecture to 500 to 1,000 audience live than chat to 10 people when I'm on stage. Oh, absolutely. Like on stages, I've done, I'm trying to think, maybe I suppose a couple of hundred when I was a kid, but not like vast crowds. And actually, a couple of hundred is easier than 10 people or so because it is that's a good point. It is so much more personal. You feel if there's only 10 people, you have to entertain all of the 10 people. Whereas if there's, 500, you're gonna you're gonna make some people happy. You can't fail to. You have to be really bad not to make some people happy. Ginger, yeah, culture shock everywhere. Yeah, I think any of us living where the other is would find it a culture shock to move. You know, it's all different things. We kind of think, I think, especially in the UK, well, in English speaking places, I think we tend to think that everywhere else that's English speaking is kind of similar to what our place is like. But I think there's a lot of similarities, but there's also going to be some differences, some culture shocks. I think I spoke about it last week. There was even culture shocks from my family when we were kids, when we moved down to England. You expect everything to be the same, but you just don't. You don't get the same foods. Things are just slightly different. And then, oh, I didn't mention it, the culture shock going back. I don't know if it's the same now, or I just don't notice it because I'm a bit older, and fashion isn't so important. But when I was a kid, we certainly used to notice the further, it was like every 100 miles north you went, it was like the fashion was 5 years further behind, which was such a big deal when we were kids. It's not just now, but it would be hilarious when we'd go up to our grandparents and you'd be like, oh, that's so last decade. You know, when you're a teenager and you think the latest fashion's the most important thing. Tobias, the focus shifts what you want to say and not what they want. Yeah, that's exactly it, isn't it? You've that many people, they've come to hear what you're going to say, and you just have to say your piece. Whereas if it's a smaller number, yeah, really weird. Alicia, totally right. I was not expecting how it was here when I moved. It felt like I was entering a world 10 years in the past. Yeah, it's really strange. Ginger, I'm not sure we speak English here, but our pigeon pass is for English. Hey, English is different everywhere as well. And you know, when again, that was when I was younger. There was a whole, speak proper English and stuff. But I'm really liking all the differences, like the regional variations across the UK very much sort of show the history of the language. And the more I think about it and see it, I do think that what Scottish people speak, not Gaelic, but Scots, is a separate language. And I think American English is a separate language, and we can say, I think they're all variations of the same thing. They might be mutually intelligible, but it's not necessarily the same language. So, and that'll be my excuse why I really struggle with spelling and stuff, because I'm writing to so many Americans. So I don't know if my spelling is English or American English or Scots or who knows. Lovely's Crafting Lodge. What a great name. I love it. Hello there. Good to see you. Right, did we get him down? He's near enough. Oh, you're going to be chunky in the nest. You're going to push your mama out of the way. But we will make it smaller as we go along. So yeah, just say to use 1/2. I'll go a little bit more because I'm going a bit big here. Roll into a ball. We're wanting about 3 centimeters. Ginger, we have a lot of Finnish, and not even going to try that. Ojbwa? No, I don't know. Sorry for everyone I've offended. But I don't. Well, I was going to say I don't know Finnish, but that's one of the things that I noticed with a lot of Scots words. They do. There's some from Finnish, some from Swedish, some from Norwegian that aren't so much in English words. So it's really interesting. Oh, Alicia, yes, the great Wordle complaint of, was it 2 days ago? Yeah, some of my friends really got mad. If anyone isn't playing Wordle or hasn't heard of it, It's a word game. And yes, a couple of days ago, the word, most of my friends couldn't get the word because it was the American spelling of the word and not not the British spelling. So yes, it does make it difficult now that we know. Hopefully, that it, it's an American game. That would make it easier. But yes, nobody was going to get a word if it's spelt in a totally different way. Oh, here we go. Ojib Ojibwe. Ojibwe. I don't know. I've never even heard that. I don't think that sounds cool. But yeah, it's cool that a, a lot of languages, and especially English. I suppose other places do it because you've got like Spanish in the Americas and French in Canada that aren't like, they have their own different words and different pronunciations. So yeah. Tobias, you don't play Wordle because of the American lexicon. Yeah, I hadn't know the ones that I don't play it much because I can't spell for toffee. I'm really terrible. Okay, so I'm going to put the head on the body. It's not very firm yet, but I like to get a head, get this started to felt in. Get it attached, and then we are covering it. At this stage, it will look nothing like a robin. Yeah, it's a kind of ghost shape. So you're just using, I like this, using the bats. I haven't quite left enough, but using the bats to sort of secure it and smooth it out. So as I'm stretching it across, and then as I felt these bits in, then it will hold it in place. Diana once had to speak to a hall full of about, it was saying a half full in my head, a hall full of about 500 people, and had prepared my speech with notes. Then, oh no, previous speaker made virtually the same points that you were intending to make. Oh, nightmare. That is not cool. Yeah, I think people would have noticed. You had to speak for 10 minutes completely off the cuff. Oh, well, hopefully you were able to, hopefully when you're asked to in front of that bigger crowd, you know what you're talking about. I had, yeah, okay. As I say, the things for Etsy, I don't know if I heard things wrong or things changed from when I was told, but I thought my presentation was to be an hour. I didn't realize it was to be half an hour with half an hour Q&A. So I kind of hurried through my presentation and had the Q&A, and in the back of my mind it's like, it's okay if I'm just talking on my own channel, it's not so bad. If I'm talking on eRank, it's okay because I've got a good idea of the things. But the stuff in my presentation had to go through like legal on Etsy. So I'm so aware when I'm answering questions, it's like, if I get this wrong, is that not like a good bit of a bigger deal? But I didn't get told off, so we're good. Ginger saw Wordle in Hebrew, and they were complaining about the Yiddish words. Can't please everybody all of the time. Yeah, Tobias, you loathe that circumstance. Oh, that would be a complete nightmare. Leaves you grasping for new points. Yeah, so it depends how well you know the thing. Thankfully, because I've practiced so much myself and Starla doing eRank, we're used to questions off the cuff, so it does get a bit easier. And the one thing that does get easier with practice is being able to say, I don't know, I'll find that out. When you start presenting, talking in front of people, doing lives and whatever else, you feel like you've got to know everything. So it's really difficult to just say, I don't know, I will find that out. But now I think you guys are used to me, and I don't know most of everything. So perfectly fine. Diana, you explained what had happened before I started. That's the other thing. It's always good to be honest, isn't it? Just like, here, reduce your expectations. I'm having a tough time, and most people will just be like, "Okay, I understand. It would suck to be in that situation." I'm just checking ahead. So yeah, it really is. It's a fat little thing with a smoothed out head shape. That is so cute. I hope I get this in, like even close to as cute as this. Yeah. Oh, Ginger, Minnesota place names are in Lakota and the other one that I'm not going to be able to say up here, and a lot of Finnish. Wow, yeah. I suppose I actually just watched a thing on YouTube, and they were talking about why are place names so hard to pronounce. And yeah, in the UK, that's very much, we've got place names that are in Celtic, well, in Gaelic kind of ones. We've got place names that are in Cornish or Welsh, Anglo-Saxon, and Viking as well. So that you can't read it and know how to say it. It is mean that people do laugh at the tourists for getting it wrong, but if you haven't lived in the area, you don't know how the words are supposed to be said. It's crazy. Right, I think we've got a bird shape happening here. From now on, we're colouring him. So start by using wisps of brown, black. I do have extra of it. Good. Laid at the top of the head. Okay, so we're doing the kind of beaky shape first. So I'm going to look at him straight on and try and do this properly-ish. The beaky shape. Technical terms here, Pam. And so covering it in from the front of his head. And then there's a sort of, we're coming to a sort of baby wing shape here. So I'm felting down the straight line straight and letting it wisp. I don't know if this is going to work very well. Oh, my computer's making random noises. Ginger, he's an older chick, very fat. Yes, indeed, he's a fledgling. So they do tend to be very big. Further south, you have lots of French in your area. Alicia, that commented Ginger's got held for review. Is anyone else having trouble with the Facebook algorithm just now? Doing things, making you basically I got a strike say, this comment is against our community guidelines, and a few of my friends are saying that as well. Do you know what my comment was that was against Facebook's community guidelines? I'm in a dog forum where we talk about dog training and all sorts of things, and I've got dinged by the algorithm for using the B word that describes a female dog to talk about a female dog. They're saying that it's hate speech and bullying to call a female dog a female dog. Fantastic, Facebook. Really good algorithm going on there. It's just a mix. I was supposed to mix some white into this. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so it does say to felt onto the mat, but I am not sure where my felting mat is just now. So we're going to felt the little tail off of the mat between my fingers to scare everybody. Um, Alicia, yes, his mama loves him very much and feeds him only the best. Yes, or he squawks the loudest. Well, I think in this one, because we're to put eggs in, he's the first one that was born. Although, yeah, I think he's definitely close to. Oh, and I see. Yeah, Tobias is making up place names. Don't do that because yeah, Wales wins for the craziest place name. Right, so I've got a kind of blended colour and I'm just going to felt it into a tailiness. Um you made the last place name up. Um Alicia, yes, Steffi did a tutorial for making the fledglings. So if you want to see how to do it properly, go to the Makers YouTube channel. Yeah, Diana, we have a place like Worcester pronounced. See, I don't know, it's like a place like Worcester. Yeah, it's pronounced Worcester. I read it and I see it. But yes, I do think we do it quite a bit to annoy the Americans who'll be like Worcestershire or trying to pronounce it. But yeah, basically most of our place names are pronounced far easier than it looks like they are. Worcester is not Worcestershire. It's just Worcester. But yes, quite a lot of the names are like that. Or there's letters that are very much not pronounced and all sorts of things. Yeah, Tobias. It's just mean making up names when you know I can't pronounce the real ones. Alicia, you had trouble with Facebook a couple of months ago. All the Makers fans kept getting in trouble. Yeah, and you didn't say the B word. Another one of my friends was on a guinea pig forum and she got dinged from a post. She got hit. That's a local word that you probably don't all know. She got hit for a post that she'd done in about 2017 where she was talking about a certain type of animal medicine, considered a horse wormer just now, but a certain type of animal medicine because she was asking about it in relation to medicining an animal. And this was way before the current global situation, but she's getting hit from it retrospectively. Seriously? Um, Alicia, you grew up in Norwich, Connecticut. Is that you pronounce it Norwich? Yes, that's true. Like some of the quite a lot of people who went to America took the place names with them, but you don't seem to have taken the pronunciation because Norwich. We don't tend to do the W. It's Norwich rather than Norwich. Oh, Ginger, you ask in the grocery store for Worcestershire sauce. No idea. Just guess they call it parents. Yeah, we call it Worcestershire. But I know some people say they just call it Worcester sauce, which is weird. Um, I guess they just call it parents. Yeah, Liam parents. I have heard it said that as well. Diana, the spell check corrected you. Yeah, it is. It's such a pain now, especially like when your phone. I haven't. Well, I got just before Christmas. It's not new anymore, but I have a phone and it's just different from my last one, and it corrects things that I'm not noticing it's correcting. So if I message anyone or put anything on Facebook or on YouTube or whatever, and I've done it on my phone, I'm sorry for whatever I said. If it doesn't look right, then it's not. It wasn't me. Okay, that's probably good enough for the tail. Looks like the tail goes quite high. on the back, so he's got quite a bit of tummy. Yeah, it's almost like out straight. That's cool. Let's blend in a bit. That looks okay so far. Okay, it doesn't look like a robin, but we've got more coming. Check the bird for symmetry. Yes, kind of, sort of. It's definitely a chunky bird. Get this felted a bit more. And then we're going to make a lighter grey mix to put onto the face and chest. Okay, so a little bit of brown, probably even less than that. There we go. And I'm sure all of you have seen this. I've seen how to blend colours, but you just gently pull the fibres across each other. I'm not tearing, I'm just pulling and they separate. So some white goes to one side and some brown and some white goes to the other side. And then you stack them up again and it just starts to blend them up. Mary Allen, did I say that right? Mary Allen? Yeah. I'm watching you live from New York, making a baby chick that you're working on, but you'll make the robin next. Oh, awesome. Tobias, the wife calls it Worcester sauce. I call it Worcestershire sauce fireworks. Eventuate. I don't think it matters, just as long as you know what it is. Alicia, you're personally fighting with putting the feet on the robin. Yes, I struggled, but she, oh, you can see it in that camera. But she stood up. It worked. Oh, and she's still standing. Okay. So I want light grey onto the face and the chest. Oh, it really, yeah, there's leaving a white bit at the bottom. But yes, we're doing the face and the chest. Gotcha. So it's good to look ahead, else I would have done the whole of the underside white when we don't want to. That's actually a nice blend. Sorry if you can hear, my heating is making the most rude noises. Okay. Now use wisps of, oh, the orange mix that we used. Well, I don't, oh, I do. There we go. I do have some of that left. I'm going to put in some of the grey to make it easier to mix. I can't remember what colour it was. That was a whole week ago. So some yellow, orange, and red, I think, was in there. And I'm putting tiny bits of the grey mix laid over the chest and below the wing. So it's going to be quite a shade. It's like a little fire chest. Well, we did say mine's a bit bigger, so he gets a little bit more. I assume they kind of grow in their red chest a little bit. Just put a tiny bit at the front. Yeah, so he's just getting there a little bit. He's a little older than most of yours chicks. And felt down. The colours need to be subtle. Yeah, I'm not good at subtle. Well, it's not bad actually. That's not too horrific. But I'm just going to felt this in nice and smooth. Tobias, it's a robin white breast. Yeah, well, he's just growing up into his colourfulness. Honestly, I can't think I've seen what a baby robin looks like. I wouldn't have known. Ginger, will I make a nest? Don't need to. Came with the kits. We have a very gorgeous little nest for him. um, yeah, it's a very cool nest. I'm going to have to felt him a good bit firmer to actually get him to fit in the nest because we went a bit crazy. But yes, it is supposed to be a fledgling, so they do tend to be very huge. I think most birds, the fledglings, or just before they start to fledge, they are significantly bigger than their parents quite a lot of the time. Says me, an expert on all birds. Ginger, our robin babies have speckled chests until they're adults. Oh, God, I'm going to have to look into this some more after I've finished looking into the pink-breasted robin. I think they're awesome. I don't. Alicia's saying I'll need to make some blue eggs. I don't think this nest's going to have room. Well, I suppose he's left the nest here, hasn't he? He's fledged, and the babies haven't hatched yet. His littler siblings. So he's the first one out the nest, and then the others are going to have to hatch. Just trying to felt him a good bit firmer and then a bit fatter. But yes, we've got some beautiful light blue to make some eggs. To say to use some more of your leftover white fluff to make the nest look all cozy. Yeah, guess who didn't leave any? But I've got white from other projects. And that's, if you're getting these kits or anything, don't chuck out all your extra bits of fleece when you finish a project. You can have a great big bag of scraps that you can either pick pinches of colour from, but also you can use like leftover random scraps as core wool for the inside of a project that'll never see the light of day. It's just handy to have little extras. Ginger, the nests are a lot of mud mixed with feathers and twigs. Hard to felt, I imagine. Yeah, I think we'd have to. This has to be a mixed media thing. Oh, Alicia, talking about food, that's so not fair. If you haven't brought in enough for all of us to share, that's just not right. Hungry for some yummy cinnamon rolls? You can smell them that we cooked earlier. Oh, that sounds really good. I love cinnamon. I think most people either love or hate cinnamon. I can't even say it, and I cannot spell it. But either love or hate it. I don't think there's people who are just like, nah, about it. Tobias, look. So, okay, I'll tell you what he said first. Eggs in the nest with a fledgling, broken shells, yes, but a new egg, no. Look, it's imagination. This this needle felting stuff. It's for our imagination. So you see the different stages of the babies. So it could be this. This might not be its mum. This might be it when it's fully grown, and that's when it's fledgy, and then that's when it's baby. I realise those are not any real words in any sensible order, but anyway. Rose, hello there. Good to see you. Oh, Alicia, we had at least one kit destroyed that was sent to Australia, and nobody thought about the wreath. Oh, that was with the lovebirds, so we didn't send the nest to Australia. Oh, of course, yeah, that's tough. Tobias, oh, imagination! I never bought one of those. You'll next time the cart comes by, you'll have to buy some. Yeah, Diana, artistic license. That's it. And you can't tell me you don't know what artistic license is, because yes, everybody here does. We all use a lot of it. This is such a chunky little baby. I actually quite I quite like it. But we've still got the eyes and the beak to put on. Alicia, sometimes they have a hanger about her that won't leave. I know some breeds of, but some species of birds, they really do have like a second lot of babies, because sometimes they can get like sort of two families out in a year. I believe so. I'm totally the expert of birds because I've watched Attenborough a couple of times. Um, you can't go about revoking people's artistic license. That's not on, Tobias. Yeah. Oh, guys, we're close. We're close. We have, according you, there'll be a bit of a lag, so you'll see a different thing. But currently, we have 20 people watching and 19 thumbs up. So one more, and we'll have a matching set for no reason, but it just looks nice. So somebody who hasn't, give us a thumbs up, and I can just for a fraction have a 20 watching and 20 likes, and it'll make me feel like everybody likes me when I know they don't. So. Right. I'm tempted to keep felting this. I don't think. Oh, he just. Yeah. The look on the mum's face is just like, where did I get that from? Yes, of course, you're just making fun. Yes, don't worry. I'm not taking you seriously. We would have been having words with the mods. Let's silence this bad person. Lorna, hello there. Just joining. Had a good dinner at Friends. Oh, fantastic. That's better news. Better things to do than sit listening to me. But good to see you, and I'm glad you had a nice dinner. Nice. Right. I think he's done. So if you want him to actually fit in the nest, don't do like Pam and don't jump ahead and add extra fibre. But I managed to not lose the handmade beak that Steffi made us all. So making a little tunnel for his beakiness. Here we go. Again, I don't have glue up here, but we'll manage with that. Very cute. And the eyes, I'm reckoning. Now we've got to put white round the eyes, so I'm going to actually cheat and just, so I get an idea of where I'm going to put them, just sort of making a little kind of fluff of white, because I'm really bad at making things even. That's about right. So even doing that, I'm not very even, but even enough. So make the hole for the eyes. Yeah, Alicia, he is absolutely huge, humongous, but he's fledging. Carol, oh, I have 100% thumbs up. Oh, thank you, guys. That's it. Oh, more robin facts. The young are tended by their parents for up to 3 weeks after fledging. Frequently, the care of the fledged young is left to the male. Right, while the female prepares for the next nesting effort. So I was right. They do have more than one family. I'm going to put a little more white around that eye because that one got embedded in behind it. RSPB can tell you everything. Indeed, yes. There's a RSPB place just down the road from me that I go often for walks. It's very nice. Royal Society for the Protection of Birds for those who aren't in the UK. Tobias is having a go at Alicia. You're just showing off. I'm the only one that's allowed to do that. Hey, no, anybody can Google. I appreciate the facts. Right, giant baby bird done. So if you don't make them quite so giant, then the eyes will be bigger and it'll look cuter. But I don't know, I like it actually. It's giant, but yes, I'm not going to make the. Oh, no, I could make the eggs. That's easy enough. So he's definitely fledged. You're not getting into the nest, fatty. Sorry. So we've got this to make some eggs. So I'm just going to roll it. I'm not sure what shape Robin's eggs are. I'm going for egg shaped. I was trying to think of a name for the shape of an egg. Egg shaped. Well done, Pam. And we have the makers in the house. Hello, Steffi. Just popping in. We're nearly finished this one. I went a bit overboard with the size of the fledgling. I'm sorry. He went big. He was in the mood for being giant. Okay, while I finish these off, I'm going to give you guys a choice for what we're going to do the next couple of weeks. So you've all got a vote. There's 22 people here. You have a vote for what you're going to want next week. I do still have the Red Panda kit, and I am absolutely going to do that at some point, even if it gets downvoted today. But I have the Red Panda kit, so that is an option for next week. But I've had an idea for something that might be really good, or it might be a total disaster, or it might be something you're interested in or not interested in. So I've got some more commissions to make some more videos for the Fabrica, the crafty place. They're getting some more videos off of me, and the next one they're wanting made is a cute dragon. So I'm going to be doing like big eyes, lots of cuteness, and the video they get has to be something that's been specifically shot for them, but it can be things that I've made, things that I've had on my channel before. So I wondered if you would be interested in seeing me film it, if this makes sense. So I'll be doing a live, but you'd be seeing sort of like a behind the scenes, with my proper camera and setting up all of that, trying to do the lighting, trying to, deciding which parts, because obviously if you're filming something that takes 2, 3, 4 hours, I don't film every section of it, so you'd be seeing the bits in between where I'm not filming and stuff. So that's a different idea if you fancy it, or I'll just do the Red Panda if you don't fancy seeing a behind the scenes of me filming a tutorial. Right, I've missed the chat now. Oh no, Steffi's so fed up with working today that she's on strike. And yes, my Robin is a good mum, feeding him lots of juicy worms. Diana, oh yeah, I was making the eggs, and I was just thinking of, in terms of, this came out of one of the eggs. I didn't think of this Okay, let's felt it down a little bit. Yes, good point, Diana. I'm so sorry, you poor little thing. Ginger, by request for Superb Owl Day, I've made a crock pot of mini wieners in grape jelly and chili sauce. The bottle of Tums is standing by. That sounds interesting. We've got a behind the scenes from Rose. Carol's good for a behind the scenes. Alicia can't get mini wieners here, so misses them. Tobias is going for the red panda. So we've got two and one. Right, let's just deal with the fact that the poor Robin's having a rough day and her eggs and her fledgling are huge. So we're going to make a nice soft nest that happens to have quite a bit of sparkle in it, because that's wool that I've got sitting. Yeah, I'm sorry, darling. Those are some big eggs, aren't they? And that's a big baby. Let's just pop him on the edge. So he's about to fledge, and pop that down. Oh, we've got two for red panda now. Oh, actually, that's quite sweet. That's a tweet. She's got her ring around her very big baby, and the giant eggs. There we go. The makers, Robin and I'm thinking that must be a cuckoo. That must be a smuggled in baby. But Robin, but Mama Robin loves him. Right, let's. Oh, these are so gonna fall. Right, in you go. There we go. Stay. Okay, so now we have two robins riding on the back of a sheep. The random things you get. Okay, I think we were 50-50 whether we're doing the red panda or doing the behind the scenes. Who knows? Okay, but guys, I will leave you to your Sunday. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys have an awesome day, and I will see you next time. Right.